Now, Macclesfield, I'm just going to say James did do a full podcast talking about Macclesfield last year, so we're going to link that at the end so you can, I think that's about half an hour long, so you can get, if you want to get a full sort of in-depth about Macclesfield and obviously everything that happened there, you can go and listen to that, we'll link that at the end. But general overview for Macclesfield, I think it'd be fair to say, tough circumstances, but still managed to succeed and do well. Would that be sort of fair, would you
Yeah,
say?
yeah, nail on the head. Tough circumstances, I think those all the financial difficulties that are in now started, when we were in the middle of that season when we won the league. So it was tough, but we knew that we had a squad capable of getting promoted and winning the National League. And we knew that if we were going to start boycotting games or anything like that, it was only going to be us as a squad that it impacted. So, we decided that we'll control the controllables and we'll control what we were able to control. And that was, that was stepping on the pitch every week and putting in a good performance. And, we ended up just doing it for ourselves as a group of players and the fans, because it was a very much a sort of us against everybody else, if you like. It felt like that, but like I said, we knew that we had a squad that was capable of winning that league, and we went on and we did it, and we got what we deserved.
Does that sort of, if you like, the difficult circumstances, sort of the fact that there's a sort of adversity that you're struggling against with everything that goes on that other clubs looking to get promoted wouldn't have, does that sort of make you make team unity better, as sort of, sounds cliche, but sort of we're all in it together type of thing that would make you sort of push on harder?
Yeah, absolutely. We knew that we probably had one of the smallest budgets in the league that season. I think John Askey had 3 players contracted from the season before, so he sort of ripped up the team and knew he was starting again. And then obviously when all those financial things start happening, you think, is it going to happen? Are we going to be able to get over the line? But we knew that within the squad and the staff that we had, we had a spirit that it's a spirit that I've never witnessed before. Ultimately, I think we said at the beginning of the season, team spirit will probably be, if you've got a good team spirit, it's probably worth 10 or 15 points to you a season. And I think we ended up winning the league by 10 points, and that was justified at the end of that season. Because our team spirit was frightening. All the aspects were against us, and like I say, we pulled together and we got what we deserved.
And then you got promoted to League Two, and that would have been, right, your first sort of taste of fully professional football. Obviously, National League's professional, but full on, if you like, professional football, League Two, football league. What was that like?
Yeah, that was like I say, that was the pinnacle of my career. Amazing feeling. I had to wait a little bit longer than I wanted to because I picked up an injury with 3 games to go of that title winning season with Macclesfield, and I had to have 2 operations, quite a lengthy rehab. But the minute I walked out onto the pitch at MK Dons, it was a special moment for me and my family, and one that will live with me for the rest of my life.
And fair to say, it didn't go quite to plan. At least at the start, there was quite a lot of, if I remember, quite a lot of losses, maybe a few draws or whatever. But things turned around, and I think there was a managerial change, and you ended up surviving somehow, I think. And with 2, not like sort of Stevenage this season, where they've survived because of points deductions and sort of only being 1 relegation spot. You survived with 2 relegation spots. I think that's probably one of the stories of the season. I mean, it was amazing that you managed to, like I said, one of the smaller budgets in the National League, probably the smallest budget in League Two, but managed to survive.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was 15 or 17 games we didn't win for that season. So, to come from a points deficit as big as that. I think it was 12 points at one stage. You know, to come from that sort of points deficit was probably as big as winning the National League. You know, there was a managerial change in that, but again, you know, we had a great spirit, we had a great team spirit, and I think we stayed up, obviously, like you say, on the final day. I scored the goal against Cambridge, and it again, you know, I sort of said the whole way, you know, although I was injured for the first, I don't think I played for the first 15 to 20 games. But I sort of always had a feeling that, you know, when the team was at full tilt, and, you know, when we had everybody back from injuries, I sort of knew that we'd have enough to stay in the league. And like I say, we put a good string of results together towards the end of the season, and we ended up staying up on the last day, which was like I said, in terms of where we were. In terms of where we were 15 games into the season, it was probably just as big an achievement as winning the National League. So
I imagine as well, I think if I'm correct, you would have relegated then two fairly established clubs, Yeovil and Notts County. Notts County, well, they had something like 130-year streak in the Football League to relegate them. It's quite an achievement. I know it's sort of, I'm trying to think what the exact numbers are, but it's sort of like when the clubs go up from the conference to League Two, it's very rare that they do go down. But even with all the stuff that went on in the sort of playing catch up, if you like, you said you didn't get to play for the first 15, 20 games, to then come in sort of near second half of the season and show what you can do, and doing that. And then so we go to end of 18-19 season there, and you leave the club and drop down to National League North with York City.
Yeah, so obviously all the financial issues that were going on at the time at Macclesfield, it was putting a lot of pressure on myself and, you know, the family, and it was something that I didn't want to, you know, I didn't want to experience that again. So I made the decision, and I took the decision to leave Macclesfield. You know, they offered me a new deal, but the financial status they were in, I wasn't risking not being, you know, being in that situation. So I joined York, obviously another former Football League club that, again, probably fans probably don't think they should be in that league. And, you know, I enjoyed my time there. It didn't really happen for me at York for whatever reason, but I went there because I knew the manager. You know, I'd worked with the manager previously at Macclesfield. He was there for the short time. When I first signed there, he was there for probably 15 or so games. And, you know, he was instrumental in that season. You know, although he left halfway through, you know, he really did play a big part in putting the squad together with John Askey. And you know, I knew that the sessions that he did were good, and he had a great winning mentality. So, you know, for me, it was although it may have been a backward step, it was a step that I thought of. It may have been a case of taking 2 steps back to take a couple forward after that.